out from deep within. Every tale crawls beneath my skin. The hunt begins, let the screams begin. Monsters unleashed, no turning back. They walk in echoes, they paint the black. From shadowed woods to basement doors, they live in tales and something more. Clicking claws in the hallway crawl. Footsteps where there should be none at all. Breath on glass, but you're alone. Or are you just a voice through the phone? Whispers say it's just pretend, but stories never really end. When silence breaks, the fear ascends. They're not inside, they're in your head. Monsters unleashed, no turning back. They speak in tongues, they leave no track. Through coke tapes and haunted streams, they feed on fear, they live and scream. They live and screams. The creak, the sigh, the static bite. Each episode, another bite of something wrong, just out of sight. Listener discretion is advised. Monsters unleashed, you call their name. You played the tape, you're part of the game. From every tale, the darkness grows. You thought you knew, but now it knows. Monsters unleashed, and you press play. Now they know you. They're on their way.
Well, hey, there we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monsters Unleashed podcast.
Hey,
Boy, do we have some lineup going on here tonight. Look, we got a full crowd. Well, look, we have Doug the Tree Knocker with us tonight. We have our co-host Trisha Collins. We have our other co-host Rob Effler. We have our newest members, James and Leslie. Welcome them to Monsters Unleashed. And we have our special guest, Mr. Mark Roberts. How's everybody's week?
he looks familiar.
Yeah.
It's been a good week.
I think we may have seen Mark once or twice, maybe. At least once.
Quite a bit.
We've got some people in chat tonight too. Hello, everybody in chat. But anyway, so we got Mark in here, and Mark was basically our field guide when we went into the LBL. You know, we got in contact with him. He got in contact with us, and then we communicated, and we met up over there. And I tell you, you couldn't get a better guide. You really could. He put us onto some stuff. It's unbelievable. But Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Alrighty. Retired law enforcement of 37 years. I've lived in Western Kentucky all of my life except for 7 years in Virginia and Louisiana. And I retired in January of this year, officially. Actually, for the second time. I've retired once from Paducah Police Department in 2014. I took a whopping 6 months off as a retiree, and then I went back to the McCracken County Sheriff's Office for another 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. you know, being law enforcement and everything, I'm sure you've had a lot of training, a lot of training.
Yeah, there's quite a bit in there. Some of it was really good. Some of it is helpful in doing what I'm doing now because when people said when you retire, you better find a passion or you'll keel over and be gone in a short amount of time. Because everything up till that point was very structured, very detailed, and you have to be precise in that line of work. And so I was like, okay, what's my passion going to be? And it turned out to be paranormal stuff. So my daughter, Jill Winsett, and her husband, Billy Winsett, they started Night Vision Paranormal in 2017. And I had been on my own ghost hunts to various haunted bed and breakfasts. I've been like to the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana twice, and haunted bed and breakfast in New Orleans and Florida and other places, even in Kentucky, and had never really gotten anything. But I listened on many midnight shifts on patrol, especially with my canine partner Brom, over the years, and listened to Coast AM with Art Bell. And he had the wide variety of ghosts and conspiracies and Bigfoot and everything under the sun. And it got me through a whole lot of midnight shifts out on patrol. So that kind of got me sparked in there. And I did have one paranormal encounter back in 1990. And up until I started hitting the LBL hot and heavy, looking for cryptids, that was my only paranormal thing. And we've had some experiences since then, and as recently as 2 weeks ago now with you guys.
Oh yeah, I was reading the chat. I'm sorry. You've got Jill and Billy in here.
Oh yeah,
on the screen there. So
yeah,
they're representing
administrators and researchers as well as field investigators, along with several other divisions within Vision Paranormal. They promoted me to lead field investigator of the Cryptid Division. I'm also in a part of the air support division, so I have my drone, which I just used last week to further investigate the location of a suspicious picture that I had taken.
Yeah, well, I heard you say when y'all went in to do y'all's second night visit there at the Downs 2 Cemetery and everything, that you might have a little bit of competition there pretty soon.
Oh, with the howl?
With the howling, yeah. So
Hero can whip out a Dogman howl like nobody else. She's precious.
Oh, that's she's so adorable.
Oh yeah.
So Jill and Billy, y'all have an adorable little daughter there. But anyways, Mark, you brought some pictures. Let me look at them here. Let me try to get them up. Let's see. Now, was you able to get your computer up for the video?
Yes, it does have the lag that we talked about, but it's
okay.
Big where my old eyes can see it.
Okay, well, we're going to show this picture here.
All right.
So you just let me know. It's the split screen, the one that's been enhanced.
Okay.
Before, yeah.
You want me to go into all this, the investigation up to this point, and
yeah. Give us the story. I'll leave the picture up.
All righty. So this is a side-by-side comparison. The picture on the left was a photograph that I took on May 28th of this year, 2025. Night Vision Paranormal, we investigate all manners of paranormal activity. But again, my specialty or my big interest is cryptids. So we had gone and we've hiked all over LBL. We've driven the roads. We've gone to the cemeteries. And as you mentioned, Jill and Billy, they've got Ryder and Kaiser and Waverly in the house. And so they're always doing something. are always busy with church camp and school and soccer and traveling soccer and you name it, and they're going all the time. So I end up going solo when I can't get anybody else. I got a buddy, Rick Hammer, that we met through Kentucky Bigfoot research, and he goes out with me some, but he's got other things to do as well. So on this particular day, May 28th, I decided to do something a little different and go on a solo kayak along the shoreline going into a reported Dogman hotspot that I've been into several times. But this case, I just went along the shoreline and saw the normal wildlife there, coyotes and deer and birds and snakes. And I really like all that stuff, so I pay attention to those and took some pictures. And then I just took some general landscape pictures of this particular Dogman reported hotspot from the kayak floating out on Kentucky Lake. Because I didn't see anything unusual. I didn't hear anything unusual. So at the end of my solo kayak trip, I came back and I sent all the pictures to Jill, who's our technical person with Night Vision Paranormal. And she scoured all the pictures that I had taken of the snakes and the birds and the rocks and the fish and everything else that I took. And she found what you're showing there now. It was in a very, very steep location. Again, I didn't see or hear anything and took the picture. She sent that back to me and we were all very, very excited. It's like, oh, we got this dark figure here that appears to have ears, a snout, a nose, body structure. And if you zoom in on it enough, you can see that it is in front of some of the sticks, the stick that's going behind it, and then there's sticks in front of it. So it's in between some of that brush and stuff there. Okay, so I'm really excited now. So I decided, got to do a follow-up investigation, go back on the kayak on May 30th, and I documented all the weather conditions, the time, and this time I used not just the original camera, which is on my phone, but also a second camera. And this time I took lots and lots and lots and lots of pictures trying to approximate the distance from the rock face out on Kentucky Lake and the angle that I was at. So I took a bunch of those and then I got up much closer, shot upwards up this very steep cliff, trying to see, is there a stump? Is there a cave? Is there some other object there that could be misconstrued as this dark figure that I see in the picture? So I took a bunch of those and then I sent those to Jill also. And she was able to approximate between all those pictures. And you see it's not a complete match. It's a little bit off, but you see in that's what we call spiky tree. And that's our landmark. So we know we've got the right area in the picture. So that was 2 days, but it was actually only 44 hours later, not even 48, that I was back there and there is no dark figure. Okay, so I'm even more excited now. So all of Night Vision Paranormal were able to get a weekend that we could go in. We hiked in to this location now as a group, and I had made a measuring stick of marked in 1 foot increments at 5, 6, 7, 8 feet, and then with a streamer at 8 feet, 2 inches. And the idea was we were going to get down to the little ledge there below Spiky Tree where the dark figure is, place the measuring stick, go back out on the kayak, and photograph it from the same angle again. Well, it turns out on that trip, we found out after we went past our very, very large timber rattler. Tricia, I know how much you like that. We hiked past that, got into the area, and it's not an area where a lot of people go to. You got to put a lot of effort into getting there. Once we did that and we were able to locate the right area, it was down about I'd say about 200 feet, which was steep, but certainly doable. And then you get to the point where it drops off about 80 feet straight down. So we were unable to, on that Night Vision Paranormal outing, to make it into that area because it was just too dangerous. So that this measuring stick was out for that one. So then I ended up purchasing for the Air Support Division. I kayaked back out there the next follow-up. I was still very new and still am very new and as a drone operator, and that I was hoping for. So we ended up going back another time, and that was when we met up with you guys. It was that Friday. We did a podcast on Thursday, and we got up early on Friday there with all the ropes because I've got a rope rescue background, so I knew what was going. So we took ropes, ascenders, descenders, helmets, and got down to, and you flashed the picture of the cliff face there that was able to launch the drone off of after I got down to the cliff, the ledge underneath. So anyway, it absolutely took the ropes and all the gear to safely get down there. And I struggled to get back up. And once I had placed the stick, we went back up. Now, the picture that you got up now in the top left corner, if you blow it up, you can see Billy is there at the top left, and you can see he's in his hoodie and everything. But he's standing and guiding the drone in after I placed this measuring stick on this ledge underneath Spiky Tree. And it's a good 15 feet below Spiky Tree down to the ledge that I'm trying to stand on while being held by ropes. So it was quite an ordeal. So after that, we flew the drone, and you still can't see the stick because of all the leaves on the tree. So that means there's yet another follow-up coming that I'm going to go back on the kayak once the leaves have fallen, and hopefully I can finally get the right angle from the water line with the drone and see the stick, so we can finally get a measurement on how tall this dark figure is. And I can't tell you for sure what it is. All I can tell you for sure is the picture is 100% legitimate. The only alteration was on the one picture that the contrast and the shadows, I lightened it up to be able to see it better, and I did that. No other manipulation of the photograph. And something was there, and it was not there on May 30th. And from the drone, there's no caves or anything there, and there was no stumps. So that's our ongoing investigation. This will be the 5th time we have gone back to there, and it just happens to be an area. And Michael, you had some things happen right there, and then again, just down from it, and actually where I had launched my kayak from on this follow-up.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break so I can play a word from my sponsor, and then when we come back, let's compare some pictures, Mark, because I noticed in your photo when I had it up there that it has some similarities to some photos that we took. Yep. So let's get a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Out in Clarksville where the needles spin, you can hear that rhythm of work again. Every thread they pull is a story told, stitching legends in red, white, and gold. There's a flag on the wall and dust on the floor, a radio humming old songs of war. Cindy and Nick just keep that pace, hand in hand in a small town place. They don't talk big, they don't need the praise, just a steady hand and honest days. Every logo, every name they press, built with faith and nothing less. Stitched in legend, made with pride, thread of hope and a veteran's life. From the woods we roam to the merch we wear, Hanji's touches every stitched in legend. There's a hum of a machine and the smell of steam, where craft and faith build every dream. They sew our patches and print our signs, turning wild ideas into pride that shines. From the first shirt worn to the last one sold, they treat each order like it's stitched in gold. In a world of cheap and factory made, they're the real thing that never fades. They don't just make merch, they make meaning. Every thread a memory, every stitch a promise. Can't slide solo bills gently. Stitched in legend, made with grace, hands that honor this holy place. From Clarksville light to the mountain's edge, Angus faith won't ever wedge. Yeah, stitched in legend, thread by thread, their work will outlive all the trends ahead. From the heart of the South where the prayers are said, stitched in legend. From Clarksville to woods we tread, from Clarksville to woods we tread. From Clarksville to woods we tread.
Wow, that's a pretty awesome song. Yeah, I've got mine here too. Well, you can't hardly see mine. Put it in front of me. Got mine too. They do some amazing stuff. Speaking of some amazing stuff, while we're on this topic and stuff, they are now making shirts for us. This is a Halloween edition shirt, and if somebody wants it, they can get it now and have it before Halloween. And here's the information. The shirts are $30, but I tell you, they're good quality shirts with good quality images on them, and they're not going to come loose in the dryer or anything like that. We've put ours through the ringer. Trisha has on one of our shirts now, but I'll put that picture back up throughout the broadcast. But back on the subject. Oh, yeah, I got to show you something here too, Mark. Wavery is watching. She says, hi, Pop Pop.
Hi, Waverly.
So, but
Kaiser.
back on the topic of your picture here stuff, let me bring it up again. I noticed it when, let's see, the image of yours, your Dogman picture right here, and I honestly believe that it is a Dogman, no doubt in my mind, because you have that picture, and then I go over to mine, and this is the image that we got. That's the first image that we got.
Yeah.
And you can see the similarity in the head and the ears in that.
Yeah.
And then we just recently found this photo here too. And that's up in the tree. It's the same image. It's the same one. This one's from a different angle than this one. And it's kind of really uncanny.
And it was all taken.
That's a big one.
This is the original photo for that one. And you can see, if you people that look into the TV, you can see to the right there's a tree that has a fork in it, like a Y. And right at the bottom of the Y, if you look over to the left, you see it there, the big blob in the tree. That's the original photo. And when you zoom in, you get that. It's pretty interesting. But the similarity, that's what got me, Mark, when I seen your photo, the similarity to the one that we have. That's just it's really crazy.
I would say it's, as the crow flies, a half mile apart.
Yeah. Yeah, we even got something else interesting here. And I don't know if you got the chance to show this to Jill, but in this photo on the screen that's circled in green here, if you look, there's two trees that are sun bleached. And if you go to the sun bleached tree on the left and go up about 2/3 of the way, you can see an image there that looks humanoid, like it's a shadow person. Do you see it, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
see the eyes shine
I
on
can
too.
see it.
And I mean, that's at least 10, 12 foot off the ground. And you know what's funny about that is that that's in the tree right next to the Dogman. That's in the tree right next to this. And like, if it hadn't been for Mark, we'd have never went in there. We didn't know that place even existed. And but we did have some interesting stuff happen that day that we went in there and met you and Jill and Billy and stuff. Yeah, we were standing there talking. I turned the camera off, and I swear, Mark, I wish I hadn't turned that camera off. I
So
really did. I kicked myself every time I was going through the videos and stuff, and it goes from the videos of us talking, and then it goes to the videos of us going into the woods. And I'm like, man, if I'd have just had that video in between, I'd have seen every bit of it. And I guess that's what normally happens to people. But I was standing there and I was talking to Mark and I was talking to Doug, the tree knocker, and I looked down and Trish here, she had on that day a black long sleeve shirt, and we're talking to him, and I just happened to look down into the woods because I thought I heard something, but I looked down into the woods, and I seen this black figure walking through the woods, and it was humanoid, and my mind instantly told me it was Trisha. And I looked back at Doug, and I'm like, "What's Trisha doing walking down in the woods?" And Doug's like, "She's not down there. She walked down the road." And I'm like, "What? Well, what was that walking in the woods then?" And I'm fighting my camera, trying to get my camera, to get back to camcorder because I'm using an iPhone, so I've got to unlock my screen and flip the video camera and do all this. And by the time I turned around, it wasn't there. But we ran down there, and I didn't get it on video, but Mark, what'd you hear?
Well, after we both bum rushed in, got it into the area where that was what you saw, but we didn't hear anything. After that, and we were standing looking and filming around, up to my right, a little further into I heard two very large footsteps, as it sounded exactly like a large person taking 2 steps, and that's all I heard, and I never saw a thing. And I rushed up into that area too, because I'm wanting to have my first face-to-face. The picture that you showed, that's I've ever seen, and I didn't even know I caught it. So I'm going to be right in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
I heard that's the first time I'd heard anything like that, and I still didn't see anything.
Yeah, well, we were, after I left you, because you had to go because Jill and Billy were waiting on you at the gate.
Well, we'd already done our hike and rappelling down this rock face, and so we were already tired after all that.
Yeah, but I bet you if you'd have known what was going to happen next to us, you would have probably, you're probably kicking yourself for not going.
100% I stayed.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff happened after we pulled out.
Oh, yeah. I started walking down that road, I'd sent Doug, and I have it on the radio where I told Doug to go ahead and run down to them, Yep. And so I started walking because, I'm fat. I'm not going to run. If you see me running, you better run too, because something's after me. I guarantee you. But anyways, so I'm walking down that road, and the whole time I'm walking, I can hear something over in that holler. And I stop a couple of times, and I zoom in my camera, and I'm just kind of looking in that holler, and I thought I seen something black there for a second, but I never could get it up on camera, and then it wasn't there anymore. And I'm like, man, so I continued to walk down to where Trisha was, and when I got down to her, Trisha, what had happened to you down there?
I was sick. I'd been hearing some footsteps, but it wasn't in the same holler. So I'm guessing that it was hunters. But an odor had hit me and it smelled like very metallic, sulfurish, like a septic system. It was so bad it made me sick. And I always carry mints on me because I have like a lot of anxiety. And when I have anxiety attacks, like, I get really sick. And no, this odor is what made me sick. So I popped in about 4 or 5 Mentos, started chewing on them, and I was nauseous, very pukey feeling for about an hour after that. And I experienced that same smell down there by the Piney campground. We were driving really slow, looking at some of the grave sites that were just right off the road, and we had the windows down. And we had our dog with us, but I give my dog a bath all the time, and he always smells like lavender and oatmeal. Smells good. Um, this wasn't my dog. This smell was not my dog. I rolled the windows up, I shut the vents, turned off the air just to see if it'd go away. After a minute, it went away. I know it wasn't my dog, but it was the same smell that I smelled on that road. And it made me nauseous then, and then it made me nauseous that Friday when we were in Russian Creek. So I don't know what was there, but something was there. And then
Yeah.
I saw the movement up behind my dad just
Well,
right before he turned around and saw it move.
yeah. When I got down to Trisha, she had a whole mouthful of mints, like she was
Mhm.
had a big league chewing tobacco or something, you know.
About a half a pack of mints in my mouth because
Yeah,
I was recording and I was praying. He's got a video. I'm saying a prayer in this video, and I'm talking to everything that's in these woods. Like, I'm friendly. I'm not here to like harm you. I'm here to be your friend. I'm here to learn how to coexist. I'm not a threat. And I said, Dear God, please place your hand over me for protection. In Jesus' name I pray. It's in the video. And the whole time I'm saying this, I feel like I'm gonna just throw up. And I'm like, oh, please don't let me do this on camera. Please don't let me do this on camera. And I didn't, but it felt like I was going to. And then
yeah,
that smell just went away. And but Doug will tell you, because I asked him, I said, do you smell that? And I would stop and I'd put my hand over my mouth and he'd look at me and he goes, yeah. I'm like, do you agree that's the same smell we smelled down at the Piney campground? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, just watch the trees. Watch the trees.
yeah. Said you and
Yeah,
Cindy huddled up like Charlie's Angels, you know.
yeah, I told Cindy, I said, hey, I said, put your back facing my back. You look your direction, left and right, and in front. I'll look my direction, front, left, and right. And my camera was angled and recording to the left of me. So as I was looking right, I could see if there was anything like to the left of me. And it there was cold chills up my back. It was something else.
And you
Um
know, when I seen this thing, I seen it plain as day, but it was a misidentification in my mind because I knew Patricia was walking around with that black long sleeve shirt on because I took note of that. You know, if I see something, she's got on a black long sleeve. And so when I seen it, I stared at it for about 5 seconds and honestly did not realize what it was because I thought it was her. And honestly, I was a little bit mad because we have this rule not to be alone, you know, by yourself while you're in the woods. You know, always have a partner with you. And I was a little mad. That's why I asked Doug, you know, what's she doing down there walking, you know, by herself. But when I got down to her and she told me her story, we looked around there for a little bit and then we worked our way up and the road forks. And we had started onto the left fork there. And I looked up and I said, I thought I seen something moving up on there. And Trisha said, I see it moving up there too. You know, she's seen it over my shoulder, moving up on the hill. And so, you know, I'm videoing this the whole time and I'm looking in the video. And it's not that I haven't seen it on the video yet, but I just really haven't put that much time into staring at it. I seen it moving and I say on the camera, I said, keep moving, big boy. I see you. And I start paralleling it down that road. with my camera focused on where I'd seen it at. And I got to the point, and then I seen it. And I'd noticed this big tree there that's got dead branches up inside of it, like they were placed in there. It looks like a huge nest. And I talk about it on camera. I'm saying, you know, it's something like a pterodactyl nest or something. It's huge up in there. And right below that tree is where it was watching me. It's really wild. Let me see here. I have the video, so let me bring this on. Let me bring this up right here. And let's see if we can catch it here. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Everybody crowd up.
That's when I seen it again.
Wow, it's moving.
Yeah, and this is only 25 seconds of the video. On the normal video that will be released on our channel here, it's got more of it and stuff. And you can see it if you're really focused on it. You can see it moving as I'm walking down. I'm moving down. You can see it turn its whole body watching me. So it goes from one position and turns to the to the right to watch me. It knew I was there, and I even said on video, I said there ain't no way I'm going up there because our security force had left us. So there was no way I was going to go. I was going to run up there in the woods and chase that thing down like that. No, absolutely not.
That thing was playing a game with us. Because at one point I saw it move, but it wasn't like a big movement. It was like it was playing peekaboo behind that tree. It would hide its face a little bit and then pop back out. And then it would do it again. It was playing a game with us.
Yeah.
And then once it like stopped doing it, we turned around and grouped together and we were just talking about what he had saw and what I had saw. And at the exact same time, there was it was spot on. With me and my dad both looked at each other and said, "I think it's time we go." Like it gave us our warning. It gave us the feeling that we needed to get out of there, so we got out of there.
Yeah, we didn't even make it down to where we intended on going, and we were
Yeah.
that close to it.
Yeah.
I kicked myself for not going down there, but something told us to leave, told us both at the same time to leave. And we're not saying that it mind spoke to us, but it's at the same time we said we think it's time to leave. I think it's time to leave.
Yeah.
And it was gone.
This same area where all of this happened is this same location during a squat. On Labor Day weekend, we had a big camp out. People from all over, the 8 or 9 states came in, and I see Smith there. Smith Ridge Adventures is talking about shadow people. He was along on a couple of our hikes there that we went in. He had some interesting sightings in there, and Randy Brooks was on that, and you got to meet Randy. Kim, and she had a sighting in that same area about 1,000 yards, Michael. So it's becoming a very intense area.
So Randall Stewart here said, Trisha, with the smell, did you feel faint or dizzy?
Yeah, actually I did. I felt very lightheaded, and there for a few seconds it seemed like everything was spinning, and I just took some deep breaths with my mints. When I say I had a lot of mints in my mouth, it was a half a pack, maybe more, or maybe almost a whole pack of Mentos in my mouth. But yeah, I did. For a second, I did feel dizzy, and it was like thinking. And then I stopped recording after that just to kind of woosah myself. And I'll tell you, like, we've been through this park for over a week, and not once did I get scared until that Friday. That Friday really rattled my bones. I mean, we did a night investigation and had some interesting findings there. That didn't get to me, but that day in Rushing Creek did.
Yeah.
It felt different.
Well,
It
maybe
felt very different.
well, no, I see Mark moving. He just, I don't know, he froze up there for a second. He kicked out and froze up. Mark, can you hear us?
It might be something with the phones. I'm having some technical difficulties too with my
I
phone.
think it's the weather. Yeah, because we had to get out.
you.
I think it's the wind weather.
My wife.
Well, Mark, yeah,
Yes.
he's having problems with service.
Storms are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Is
Mark,
that-
if you can hear me here, Chris Baylock said he said Labor Day weekend in LBL was crazy, but he also said that hey Mark is great to investigate with.
I agree.
Oh, see, we got some fans of Mark in here.
Mark, you're popular. You're
Some
famous.
really good people on that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Baylock said Russian Creek was the same place that their group had experiences. Look, I
Yep.
seen it. It wasn't just an experience. It was full on sighting, and that day I went from a believer to a knower, and it's just like I've been craving it, I've been craving it. Mark, did you used to work for a circus too? Because you look like kind of an acrobat right now. You're standing on your head.
Hanging upside down like a
Crazy
bat.
weather.
Yeah. And we know who Batman really is.
I
It literally turns you upside down.
don't know what's going on with that.
Goonie Goo Goo says
It takes talent to do that, Mike.
Wow.
That's funny.
and Randy says that you're his hero, Robert.
Randy did.
Yeah, Randy said Robert, you're my hero.
Well, I got to be somebody's hero.
I'm trying
And look, Rob's going to be going over there
to
next
tell you.
month. Yeah, I agree there, Smith Ridge Adventures. Mark's just showing off now. He can hang upside down. But anyways, back to it. I'm sorry, I have to quit looking at chat. So yeah, we got out of there, and it was. I'm telling you, it was a very interesting day. It really was. Mark is just distracting upside down. But we seen. I mean, we seen a lot of stuff in there on our trip, and a lot of stuff we haven't released yet, and it's just. I mean, some crazy stuff. In this picture right here, it's kind of hard to pick up. Center screen just up a little bit. You can see a Sasquatch in there that was watching me, and it knocked. I got video of the knock.
Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I can hear you. Rob, that image that you're seeing right there, if you can see it, you got that tree that's going up, and just off about 2/3 of the way up, you can see it there in behind the leaves.
Oh yeah, I see it.
This is that's pixelated because I took a picture off of the screen. But anyways, that's the Bigfoot that you seen over my shoulder.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that you seen over my shoulder. We've got it on video. We took that from the video, and on the video you can see its foot move. And that's the movement that you've seen when you messaged me and told me something was moving over my shoulder in that video.
Oh,
We
yeah,
went
I
back.
remember that.
We went back and watched it, and you could see its foot move, and that's how we picked up on it, and we found it in that photo. But I mean, there. Look, is the world champion of hide and seek. You see those shirts everywhere. So I mean, they know how to conceal themselves. But that one, I feel like that one wanted me to know it was there. Or its knocks
For
were
some odd
warning me
reason,
that it was there and I better get out of there, because the area that happened in is the Martin Groves attack site. That's where Martin
Wow.
Groves, we were in the same, let's see, I think that's Mark coming back in here. No, doesn't show him. But that's the area that Martin Groves was attacked in, and his famous, his video and stuff. So as soon as I got up in that holler, it's like he keeps entering and going right back out. Poor guy's having trouble.
Weather.
He says the storms are hitting. Them storms get pretty serious down there.
There we go. We got you, Mark. Listen, you don't have to quit showing off like that. You're making the rest of us look bad. He's froze.
Yeah.
But
I think he's froze.
I want to go where Martin Groves. I want to see that. I want to investigate that.
that's where Mark found 11-point deer skull.
Don't even say it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm
He
so
found them-
jealous over that deer head.
Now, Rob, you're a hunter, so if you kill 11-point buck, are you going to cut the head off, leave it lay there, and take the body? Well, all we found, all we was able to find there was just the head. There's no other bones, was there, Mark? He's just. We're gonna move Mark up here where Doug is, so everybody can focus on that. Those storms must be getting really bad.
Yeah, they get pretty intense there. Pretty intense.
If the people in chat don't know, they live in the area where like the tornado belt is there in Kentucky coming up through, and they get some really bad, extremely bad weather there. But that's a picture right there. If anybody wants to zoom in, I know some people said they couldn't see it.
Oh, I can see it. I see two things. Do you just see one? I see two.
I see an
Right
X.
now, I can see the one, but I know that X marks the spot.
Right there.
If you look right there at that green circle,
Right.
well, now look.
Here where the yellow right there.
No, Mark, you're
it
just
sounds bad.
totally
Just
burnt up.
sounds robotic.
Right there where the green circle is, you'll see an X there. I say X marks the spot. That's where that, and you'll see that Sasquatch head right there.
There's
Now,
two
some people could
things.
argue that it was a tree. That's not a tree. If you look, it's darker than everything else in the woods. I mean, it was just standing there. This was zoomed in as far as I could zoom in with an iPhone. So it's, and then if you go in a little
Guess
closer,
my sensitive. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. Activity may be kicking in because when I look at the picture, I see all kinds of stuff. But that's my ability, I guess.
yeah.
I mean all kinds of stuff in that.
Well, I hope the weather lets up a little bit so Mark can get back in, because
Yeah,
He's really-
Doug, how's the weather there?
So as of right now, it's just windy. But he probably getting a storm before I am. So
Yeah, well,
That's
it's
favorite. about
to hit you then. You better turn on y'all, but better listen to Ryan Hall.
mm-hmm.
but I mean, we got some interesting stuff out of
We
there.
can skip it.
And for those in chat that don't know what the land between the lakes is, here's a picture of some of the area.
Wow.
It's just absolutely
It
gorgeous.
is. It is. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Everything about that park is just absolutely amazing. But I got another interesting picture here too. Let me find the original here. I know I got the original. Is this the original? No, that's not. That's Bigfoot. Um, well, I know I uploaded it. So we'll have to go with the circled one. This right here, James and Leslie should recognize this. This is at the cemetery where I interviewed James. And my wife Cindy has a picture of Leslie taking this picture. So this was after the interview was over. She stayed there and was taking this picture. We're all standing and talking and stuff. And that circle area, if you zoom in on that, this is what you get.
It's like very similar to the same picture.
I see.
Yeah, that's the picture that y'all sent Trisha. Yeah, that picture right there.
Yeah.
I just circled it.
To my right of the circle.
We're starting to lose them too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There goes the storm.
Mark, we got you back. You're moving this time, brother.
All
Yeah.
right, I tried to reboot the Wi-Fi. Storms came through and cut me off.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're doing good now, though.
All right.
That looks like the one left to the left.
Yeah. So that's from the picture
Yeah,
that
that looks-
Leslie took.
That's a good
And I zoomed in when she emailed it to me because when she first showed me the original picture, I saw something. Okay. So I went in, I circled the area that I saw, and then I screenshotted it, zoomed in, screenshotted it, and zoomed in again and saw that. That was the reason why I asked her to email it to me because I didn't want to say anything to spook you guys out. All of us was feeling some sort of way at that cemetery. So that night, I went in, screenshotted, zoom, screenshot, zoom, and I saw this.
Yeah. And I mean, and you can make out the eyes there. You can see the white, like in its muzzle and everything.
Yeah.
And what it looks to me is like a dogman that's crouched down watching us. And you know, the funny thing about it is we were 15 foot from it. Sitting in our chairs with our backs turned to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were right there.
Not far from that at all. And
And
part of it, we got
as
our
Trish-
back to it.
I was in front of it.
Trisha was saying in that last show that like the whole time that we're there interviewing James, you can see the goosebumps on James's arms. He had a feeling. He kept pointing back. And he was talking. At one point, he said, "You don't know if it's right behind us right now."
That's what he
And
said.
like, he was getting goosebumps and cold chills. And Leslie kept feeling something, the presence of something there. And you said the name Harold, Leslie. You've seen that. Well, that gentleman that's buried in there, his middle initial is H.
And
Yeah.
then
But listen
there
to
was a
this.
girl, I think her name started with L.
Yeah, but listen to this. We found out some other information. There were 4 people that lived there.
Really?
3 of which died: the daughter, the mother, and the father. But there was a surviving child, and there was another girl.
Oh.
So and she died in 1989, but she had children also. So I'm working on trying to find a living relative there and contact them and see if we can find out what the story is, because from the graveyard, I mean, you know, the little girl was 6 when she passed, and that was in 1914. And then in 1918,
Yeah.
the father died and the mother died 4 days later. Who'd we lose?
Yeah.
Trish.
Trisha. We lost Trisha.
Trisha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she must be getting that wind too. Hold on, she's back.
Back in my head, is she going to do that too?
Yeah, she's probably going to try to stand on her head.
I could hear bits and pieces of what y'all were saying, but I have no idea what
Yeah, you were hanging upside down on the screen like a bat.
Awesome.
But yeah, so there was a surviving child, and I'm going to try to research and find a surviving member, someone that's alive now. Maybe they'll know something about their ancestors that lived there, and they can tell us. Maybe they can tell us what happened, because it's sad to see it. Something drastic really happened. So 4 years. I mean, the daughter dies 4 years later.
I feel like it was some kind of sickness or something.
Yeah, something. But at least there was one surviving child. Those graveyards there have a lot of history.
The year they died.
What was that, James?
I was just sitting here thinking, Mike could look up the year they died and see if there was any kind of epidemic or sickness that was going through that area, since the mom and dad died so close together, that if it was a sickness that took them and not some other something.
Right. People back then, people did pass away a whole lot younger and stuff like that, but not that young. I mean, they would have had a daughter that was 10 years old. She would have survived. So something had to have happened. Could it even been house fire or something like that? We just don't know. I mean, it's all speculation until we get some information. But I can tell you one thing. There was a puppy in those weeds, and I didn't want to pet that dog.
Yeah.
That's one dog I don't want to pet. I'm telling you right now.
That dog didn't need to hunt.
Man, you look at that thing.
That dog didn't need.
We didn't have no dog food.
And I mean,
It
that
was
thing,
probably
the
looking
sheer
for
size of
Trish's
it.
Mentos.
Like I said, that tree there that's on the right that has the Y in it. If you look right at the bottom of the Y to the left, you can see that big black blob in that tree, and that's that puppy right there. So and what's sickening to that, okay, is that's my wife standing right there at that tree taking that photo. So I mean, that's kind of sickening to me that she was in there. We wasn't even close to her. So yeah.
Yeah,
pretty bad.
because she was behind me.
I'm just throwing that up for those T-shirts if anybody's interested in those shirts. And they're really good shirts.
I see Chris Blaylock, you're saying you're headed back to LBL Saturday. Holler at me next time you go. I'm real close here, and I'm in here about every week. I'm just going to miss your next trip, looks like. And Mike Smith also, holler at me. I know soccer's over, so we need to get out there.
Well, guys, I mean, I see there's a lot of fans of Mark in here. They brought a lot of people in. We really appreciate you coming in and paying us a visit. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because this is not going to end. We've got so much LBL stuff going on, so much video. I filled up over 500 gigs of video. And,
Wow.
and I mean, just raw woods footage and stuff like that. So we have a lot to go through. The first video is on our channel. And it covers Mount Pleasant Cemetery and the massacre location, the alleged massacre location. We visited that area there also, and Mark turned us on to that, and that's through his research that he found that. But we still have a lot of areas to cover that we haven't been there yet, including there is a short video, a 4-minute and 25-second video of our night investigation in Downs 2 Cemetery that gets very interesting. Very interesting. We had a lot of activity
That
there
was
that night.
awesome.
Yeah, a lot of activity. It was
I went
spooky.
in the chat to go find that video and watch it.
Yeah, because it was some spooky stuff, and I even had Jill about jumped into my lap. One incident, yeah. So, and Trisha's there screaming, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!"
Dude,
We had some
I
crashes.
no, I heard this house.
That's
I went,
fun.
oh, I said, holy shit. And then I walked around. I was standing up behind Doug. Well, no, I wasn't standing behind Doug, but Doug was sitting in a chair behind me. So I'm like standing in the direction that these howls were coming from when I should have been like backing away from them. No, I moved towards them. And I just said, holy shit. And it wasn't like a scare thing. It was like, did we just catch that? Because I didn't think we were gonna catch anything. I'm gonna be honest. Like I thought Dogman was a damn joke. He ain't a joke. He's not a joke. Not a joke at
Well,
all.
I'll tell you what. Since we're talking about it, it's only 4 minutes 25 seconds. Let's play it. Y'all want to
Yeah,
play it?
I agree. I've been excited for this. Play it.
Go for it.
Are you still here? Thank you.
That's the longest that's went on. That's my son right there. That wouldn't have been
Mad group. You're mad that we have a large group here?
We're mad for being here.
Okay.
Well, we apologize. We don't mean to offend you. We're just here to study more about this and to find out if there's something else in these mountains.
Do you want us to leave?
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Heard it too.
And it went up in.
Do you like having someone visit here?
So you did. But is the rest of the group, rest of the other spirits here, are they mad? The group, or is it something? What's in the woods here? Is a group of them mad because we're here?
Nail, lead, stand, over. Raid again. Are we gonna get raided?
I don't like that.
Okay.
What's
So
in the
sorry.
woods?
Beckon.
Oh, I thought it said nothing. I don't know why, guys. That's what's supposed to be.
Your howl is a beckoning to them.
Are there creatures or other entities in the woods? paid raid back in baby. Is that what it says?
Did you hear that?
Holy shit.
Holy
shit.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. That last image on that video, we did make that our recreation area. Yeah, we sure did. We claimed that place. But man, those howls. And the funny thing of it is that we have really paid a lot of attention to those howls. And we've took that audio from that. I have the voice recorder audio, and we've compared it to coyotes. We've compared it to red wolves, which both of those are in the LBL. And we compared it to another video, YouTube video, that says it was 20 miles from the LBL, claims it to be a Dogman, and it matches identical, almost completely identical to the Dogman video, but it does not match coyote or red wolf from any of the audio that we could find. They both, the coyote has a distinctive howl, and a red wolf has a distinctive howl. Even a timber wolf has a distinctive howl, and that is different, completely different. So I mean, go back, watch that video on our channel, listen to the howls, and do the comparisons yourself. We spent several hours in listening to those and trying to compare them, and they're different than a coyote or a red wolf. So what else was in there? Now, we honestly thought there was another vehicle that was parked down the bottom of the hill, and we thought for a moment it could have been those people. But after listening to the howls again and using our minds to think, if they heard that, why would they be howling back to that? And why would they have howled that many times? And why didn't they answer us any after that? Because Billy, after that howl, Billy howled also, and nothing answered that.
And then all the ones you've done before that, yeah.
Yeah, and then all the other howls I had before, we had some sort of reply to that. Let's see here. What was this? I did listen to that one. Yeah, Charlie Raymond. Yep, I did listen to that one. That was a puppy howling that you didn't want to pet. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't pet that dog.
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to make that video. Mark gave me the idea for that.
Oh, that was good.
It was.
Yeah. But we just had so much activity, and I mean, like, here's a print that Trisha, my granddaughter found.
12 years old. She walked in
That's
there.
wild.
She walked in there, and I about stepped on her. She said, "Mom, don't move." And I just froze. She said, "Look directly below you to the right. Look down."
Trisha, you're cutting out, Trisha. Your audio is chopping out on us too. But my 12-year-old granddaughter found that print, is what she's trying to say. And she hollered at her mom to come and look at it, and she said, "Look down," and boom, there it was. And you see that print, and then here's another print that was taken in Southwest Ohio.
Oh yeah, wow.
And then here's another print that was taken in Southwest Ohio. And here's another print that was taken. So, I mean,
Oh, that's got
3 toes.
that's good.
3 toes on those prints. And Trisha will be back. Three toes. So I don't know. I mean, you judged it yourself from the evidence that we've presented tonight, and we're going to have more evidence. I just got a feeling we've got more stuff. I mean, this picture right here, didn't find it until night before last, and found it by accident. And my wife was in bed, and I hollered for her, texted her, and everything. And I'm like, "Hey, come down here." She was in bed, so she had to come down, and I just give her a big old kiss on the lips, and for finding it. But because she took the picture. But the shadow man, I showed that picture of that shadow man too. And that's just that we found that afterwards. We seen that big picture of the dog man up there. And then Trisha's like, Dad, I see something else. And it was that shadow picture that's just really weird. You can see it.
Yeah.
And if you zoom in on it, I was telling Mark, if you zoom in on it, on the head up here, you can see the ear. You can see the ear on it. So, I mean, and I'll show anybody. I'll screen share with somebody, and I can zoom in on it and show them. You can see the ear, and I should zoom that picture in more, but I didn't want it to get any more pixelated than it was. But it's really exciting, really exciting. Yeah. I agree with you, Smith Ridge Adventures. I think we got the real deal, and so does Mark. Mark's picture is the real freaking deal.
Well, Mike Smith is in there all the time too. He finds a lot of footprints. He searches by boat, and so I'm hoping to learn a lot from Mike with Smith Ridge Adventures.
Yeah. I mean, like you look at Mark's picture right there. And the similarities from what Mark has and what we have, it's not by accident.
All in the same area.
All in the same area. There's a dog in there, and it ain't a blue tick. That's for sure. It's not a blue tick. But guys, I guess we've been on here for a while now, hour and 13 minutes. If y'all want, I think we'll call it right there and everything. I appreciate everybody in chat that's came in. And hey, listen, stick around. I'm gonna play a song here. It's one of our Monsters Unleashed songs, and we're really proud of them. They're pretty cool. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends our channel, because we don't have a lot of followers right now, and we're trying to get it to grow. And if you want to buy a shirt, that just helps us also. It's real expensive to go out and do these trips, especially when I drove 8 hours to get to the LBL. I drove 8 hours. So, I mean, that's long and it's very expensive. But I felt led to do it. I had to do it.
I drove 15 minutes.
Yeah, Mark's 15 minutes. Trisha and Doug drove an hour. Well, no, about an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But
we drove an hour also.
Yeah, so I mean, helping us out, buying a shirt. They also had the tumblers too. I mean, we got.
I don't need it. Definitely don't need it. I need it.
Pull up to the curb like.
That's a little video. It's kind of blew up. It was made for TikTok, but I thought I'd just play it. But we got tumblers, we got hats, we got shirts. You can contact them there at the C&G Embroidery in Clarksville, Tennessee. Right there's their telephone number on the screen, and just ask them what they got. They'll hook you up. The tumblers are really, really nice, and like they keep my coffee hot all day long. So, which I appreciate. But we appreciate everybody joining. Guys, if y'all will stay in the back room, play this video, and then after it's over, we'll meet up there, okay?
Great.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Out where the pines crash the sky and gravel tells no lies, there's a shadow grinning me where the roads give up and the wild begins. They call her Sasquatch, the monster Jeep, green like moss on the rocks so steep, ties thick as the stories we chase, riding tall like she's out of face. She don't flinch at a muddy bend, climbs like legends we defend, tailgate rattles with silver chains, and a multi-light ball that cuts through rain. Sasquatch, he rolls through the unknown, engine hums like a cryptid groan, with monsters unleashed on the side and steel. She's more than rubber, she's the real deal. Sasquatch, green ghost in the night, leaves no print but she rides just right, built for truth and built to last. She don't run, she moves fast. Chased the Dogman, Mothman too. She took the hit when the axle blew. Up Devil's Ridge and down Lone Pine, with grit in her heart, she's one of a kind. Through storms and shadows, through dust and mud, we tread where the spirits of the wild have stood. With a howl in the distance, the owls take flight, and dreams come alive in the cool moonlight. Sasquatch, she rolls through the unknown, engine hums like a cryptid groan, with monsters unleashed on the side in steel. She's more than rubber, she's the real deal. Sasquatch, green ghost in the night, leaves no print but she rides just right, built for truth and built to last. She don't run, she moves fast. Now the campfire's cracking, stories unfold, every mile on the trail worth its weight in gold. And Sasquatch grins, she's forever sublime, with every adventure we conquer the climb. Sasquatch, she rolls through the unknown, engine hums like a cryptid groan, with monsters unleashed on the side and steel. She's more than rubber, she's the real deal. Sasquatch, green ghost in the night, leaves no print but she rides just right, built for truth and built to last. She don't run, she moves fast. So here's to the wild, the heart and the thrill, with Sasquatch beside me, I'm ready to kill. Every road that we blaze, a testament true, in this monster we ride, it's just me and you.